Is Trump guilty? This is once again a question being tossed around out there. And like I said before, I'm not a big fan of Trump. I don't like defending him. This video, thankfully, is not about defending him. It's about the bigger picture. It's about the one that most people are too distracted to see. Because every few years, a new scandal hits the headlines. And somehow, we always end up too busy fighting each other instead of asking who profits from this division. The Epstein Files are once again a hot topic of discussion, and for good reason. There are many names, relationships, and powerful connections that raise serious questions. Trump did know Epstein. There's no question about that. They appeared together in public in the 1990s. But so did Bill Clinton, who reportedly flew in Epstein's jet several times, according to Business Insider in 2024. Even Prince Andrew was forced to settle a lawsuit related to Epstein activities. Yet notice how the coverage is focused selectively depending on which network that you watch. Why? Because outrage means clicks, outrage means ratings, and outrage means control. Just look around. Every major issue gets turned into a battle of us versus them. Remember the 2020 election coverage? One side was screaming it was stolen, and the other side was screaming conspiracy. Few voices actually talked about the real problem, and that was that Americans were losing faith in our electoral system. Or how about COVID 19, where questions of lockdowns, vaccines, and the origin of the virus were turned into political loyalty tests? It wasn't about health anymore, it became a war of identity. According to Pew Research data in 2021, nearly 80% of Americans said that they no longer trusted the media to report COVID facts objectively. Even with racial and social justice movements, what began as calls for equality were hijacked by pundits and politicians to sow division instead of unity. It's not that these issues don't matter, because they absolutely do. It's the way that the media frames these issues to ensure that we stay divided. This isn't new. It's been happening for decades. After 9/11, the media united this country. But soon after, they used fear to justify wars that had nothing to do with the attacks on the Twin Towers. We were told that there were weapons of mass destruction. There weren't. But by the time the truth came out, trillions were spent and thousands of lives were lost. Even the New York Times later admitted that their coverage failed to challenge the false claims. How about the 2008 financial crisis, where news outlets blamed irresponsible borrowers instead of the big banks who made billions off of risky mortgage investments? Meanwhile, the same corporations received massive bailouts, and millions of Americans lost their homes. Each time, the powerful walked away unscathed, and the public is left to fight each other. Now imagine this. Imagine all of the Epstein files were released, unredacted, uncensored, and no names hidden. It would expose a network of corruption that stretches across politics, business, and even media itself. And that's exactly why it hasn't been released. Full exposure would shake the very foundations of power, not just in Washington, but worldwide. In January of 2024, the federal courts unsealed hundreds of pages from the Epstein files, naming dozens of high profile individuals, yet most of the truly powerful names remained blacked out. Full transparency would be devastating to both political parties, as well as the corporate elite and likely even parts of the media. So instead, we get the illusion of progress. Selective leaks, timed outrage, and another round of finger pointing. And here's the real truth that they don't want you to realize. The real enemy isn't the person who votes differently than you. It is the system that profits from our outrage. Every minute we spend arguing on social media is a minute that we're not holding corporations, loyalists, and media giants accountable. If we stopped taking sides for 1 second and started asking who's controlling the narrative, then maybe we could actually start fixing things. And if we take the time to see through the noise, we might actually fix what's broken. So is Trump guilty? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? But the bigger question is what's hidden underneath? Because whether it's Trump, Epstein, war, or Wall Street, it's the same playbook that keeps us distracted while the powerful keep winning. They divide us, they distract us, and they profit. We, the people, deserve better. We have to break this cycle. So don't let outrage control you. Research for yourself, question everything, and above all, stay united. I do want to thank you for watching. And if this video made you think, then please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this video. It really helps a lot to disseminate the message. And if you would like to know more about political division, please check out my book on Amazon. It's called The Fracture: How Political Division is Tearing America Apart. I'll leave a link down in the description. If you like this short, please check out the full video on my channel at BillyFar79.